All right, this is the mayor of Truth City, and I have a message to share with you all. This message is about free will. Now, we're going to get into free will and what it's about and how we can understand it. So I'll just keep it short and sweet because I'm a busy man. I have a city to run and I just, have stuff to do. So we'll get into free will. All right, so what is free will? What is free will? Free will is the ability to make choices without being determined by past events or external forces. That's what free will is, right? Now, here are a few points to understand about this free will, right? Especially how, certain churches and certain think tanks try to figure out what it is. But here's what free will is, and here are a few points that I have in mind. All right? So, when God made creatures with consciousness, did he give them free will? And the answer is yes, he gave them free will. And that is the truth. When God created intelligent beings like human beings and angels, he gave them free will. The free will for them to choose whether good or evil, right or wrong. Every being that has a conscience has a free will. And that is the truth of the matter, right? Which leads to my second point. And that is, without free will, is true love possible? And the answer is no. Because if you don't have free will, true love is not possible, right? You'll just have robots and stuff following robots. Well, if you program a robot, they're going to only go by what you program them to do. So that's not love. We're coming into the age of AI, and basically AI is only as strong as the person that programmed it to be. They're only as smart as a person that programmed it to be smart. But AI doesn't have a free will, and therefore AI can't give you any true love, right? So without free will, you're not going to get true love, right? And which leads to my last point. Do we all have the same free will? Interesting point. Do we all have the same free will? Now you're wondering why do I made a question like that? Well, let's explore this. So, you have to understand that, and most church won't teach you this, but free will is based on power, right? Some people don't understand that free will is based on power, right? And power is based on what you can control, right? Now, some people need to understand this scenario. Try to understand this scenario. What I mean by free will is based on power. Now, for example, if a poor man goes to Walmart and let's say he wanted to buy up the whole store. Let's say he wanted to buy up the whole store. Can he do that? The answer is no. So even though he may be willing to do that, even though it's in his will to buy up the store, he doesn't have the power to do that. And when I mean power, I mean money, right? Money and other things. But for the most part, the poor man in Walmart cannot go to Walmart and buy up the store because he doesn't have the power to do that. Whether superpowers or money, he just can't do it. He can't exact his will on that store. And therefore, because he doesn't have the power, he doesn't have the choice. And he doesn't have the control. Whereas a rich man, if he was to go into Walmart and let's say he had the money, as well, he had the money which lead into power, that he has now the choice. He has the choice to whether to buy up the store or not. It's in his will. He could do something about that. And therefore, like I said, free will is based on power. Now translate this to God and Satan. The reason why God's will matters above all other wills is because he has all the power, right? All the other people who don't have the power as he does, their will doesn't really matter. It's sort of like on top of the food chain, on top of the hierarchy, right? Those who have the power have more choices that they can make. Those who have less power have less choices they can make, and thus their free will is not as strong. So a poor man's free will is not as strong as the rich man's free will. The rich man has more choices because he has more power than the poor man. And because he has more power than the poor man, therefore he can make more choices. Therefore he can make more decisions based on his will. And he can exact his will on a variety of things. Whereas a poor man, because he's poor and because he has no money, therefore he has no power. And because he has no power, his free will is weak. And thus it's based on what I said earlier, that free will is based on power. All right? And the one who has all the power, and the one who has the most power in reality, their free will matters. And therefore, that's why God's will matter. So the whole topic of free will is, we all have free will. Don't get me wrong. We all have free will. It's just that free will is based on power. And because free will is based on power, the one who has the most power has the most free will, if that makes sense. So that's the topic of today, free will, and just keep that in mind. So this is your mayor of Truth City, and I hope you guys can, I hope you guys learn stuff from what I said. But this mayor of Truth City is busy, and be sure to stay tuned to other topics that I may think of or want to discuss. But like I said, I'm a busy man running the city, the truth, running the city of truth it's no easy feat. But when I have time, I'll discuss certain topics that interest me. So this is the mayor of Truth City signing out.